There are so many types of makeup brushes out there, so many ways to use them.
So overwhelming.
Beauty expert Shira Ben is going to take us through the only 7 brushes, though, that you need in your collection.
Yes, literally the only 7. If I had these 7 in my professional makeup kit, I could create any makeup look, I promise you. But first of all, things have really changed since the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
So let's talk about concealer brushes. So for your concealer brush, you actually want something with more of a rounded shape, something more fluffy.
So we used to have something like I'm going to get that in here, like this.
We used to have that flat brush, but what it does is it streaks the product as opposed to buffing it into the skin.
Okay,
and
so what am I going to do with my old brush then?
Oh, I don't know.
But I do have one of these new ones.
Exactly, so the rounded shape, it buffs the product into the skin. We use less product, less creasing and creping because we're using less product, and it also allows us to get into those little nooks and crannies, the corner of the eye. As you can see, it blends perfectly. It's absolutely magical when you have the right tool.
And those ones are so soft that you don't mind getting in there.
Exactly, they're so soft. Oh my gosh, it feels like a feather, and it also has the right amount of density, so they're absolutely perfect. Now onto our foundation brush.
Okay,
this will
a little bit bigger.
Yeah, this will not come as a surprise that it's the same rounded shape that we love. And this is actually a dual-ended brush, so it's my favorite. It's from IT Cosmetics. It's their Heavenly Luxe Concealer and Foundation. I have so many of them, as you can see in my personal collection, my professional collection, but what it's going to do is it's going to, again, buff that product onto the skin, give you a beautiful airbrush finish as opposed to a very streaky finish, which those flat brushes will deliver. And please don't come for me, but please do not use your fingers. Your fingers can heat up, bacteria can be on your hands, and the brush will make the world of difference. I always say it's like painting a picture with your fingers, finger painting with your kids, versus a beautiful Monet where brushes were used to create all those different strokes. So we want fluffy, we want a bit of density for foundation and concealer.
What's this one for?
This one is for our cream products, our cream blush, bronzer, highlighter. It's all very trendy right now, the cream products, so I really wanted to mention this one. So as you can see, it's got that dual fiber to it. So this is synthetic on the top, so that those cream products don't absorb into the brush. We don't want our cream product absorbing into the brush. We want it to get on the brush and then tap it onto the skin.
You're going to have to wash all your brushes again after I've touched them all, but that's all right.
I'm always washing brushes, do not worry. And then you tap it onto the skin as opposed to dragging it for the most beautiful finish, no streaking and no caking. Now a powder blush brush, a lot of us are still using powder, very different. So fluffy hair that actually mimics natural hair. These are vegan hairs. And what it does is it picks up the product perfectly and delivers it onto the skin as we want it. It buffs it into the skin, blends everything seamlessly. You want your blush brush to be the size of the apple of your cheek, not bigger. When it's a bigger brush, we're going to get too much on and not in the right place. So people always have these huge blush brushes. They don't know why their blush isn't in the place they want it. It's because the size of the brush. It's typically too big. And now onto the eyes. This is all you need for the most beautiful eye looks imaginable. These are all from Quo Beauty, exclusive to Shoppers Drug Mart, so you can run out and grab them. I wanted them to be accessible for you. A fluffy eyeshadow brush. You need this if you want to create a smoky eye, something that is diffused and blended. Pop it into your powder shadow, and you're going to windshield wiper it through the crease of your eye, and look at that instant dimension. It looks so good, so much better than using.
It's so easy.
So easy. And remember, we used to use those little sponge tip things in the.
Oh yes, the one that came with like the Maybelline.
So things have come a long way. Use your fluffy brush. Things are going to change dramatically for you. The HD Intensifier brush has a flatter edge. Dip it into any shimmer or cream, and this will give you that beautiful pop we need. So pop it onto the center of your lid, blend left to right, and those glitters, those creams are going to look so vibrant, and they're going to adhere to the lid instead of falling.
They'll stick there.
And lastly, a winged liner brush. It's a small detail brush. You can create any winged look, a smudgy winged look. If you're using a shadow, you can even fill your brows in with this brush. And it really is important to have a little detail brush if you want to smudge out under those lashes as well, which I know a lot of people do. You need something small, petite, and again, these are all from Quo Beauty, and I've linked everything as well, so you can find these brushes really easily. But this is all you need. This is the core collection, and I hope you guys are excited to use them.
I'm excited. I'm like, I learned so much just formatting these videos for today's segment. I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you use that one.
Yeah.
I learned something.
There you go.
Okay, we'll get the links up on our
World
website.
of knowledge.
Yes, chch.com/morninglive.